From our studios at the corner of 8th and Walton in Bentonville, Arkansas, welcome to Saturday Morning Meeting, brought to you in part by Dun & Bradstreet Credibility Corp., the leading provider of credit and credibility solutions for businesses. Saturday Morning Meeting covers Walmart, Sam's Club, and the consumer product companies that are represented on the racks and shelves throughout the country and around the world. I'm Derek RIdenoure, and our focus is on the insights, trends, and best practices to help you as a supplier grow your business with the world's largest retailer. Thank you for joining us, and coming up today, I'll be talking with Jeff Amerine about the ARK Challenge, and reviewing this week's top news stories with me are Colby Beland and Andy Schuch. But first, the headlines. Prospective and current Walmart suppliers, take note. Walmart recently issued an open call for more American-made goods. Walmart will be speaking with suppliers on July 8th here in Bentonville in hopes of getting these products on store shelves. Suppliers interested in submitting a product for consideration have until June 6th to register for the program via Walmart's website. Target made headlines again this week after the company announced the resignation of its CEO. According to Retailing Today, Greg Steinhoffel's departure comes just 5 months after a disastrous data breach exposing the financial data of millions of guests to criminals and identity thieves. The announcement of Steinhoffel's departure follows Target's announcement that it hired a new chief information officer. TechCrunch reports that Walmart recently acquired Adchemy, a technology company that employs some of the most accomplished tech engineers in the business. Despite not being profitable after 10 years in business, reports are that the purchase is more about the acquisition of talent than technology. Walmart saw big e-commerce gains last year, according to Investor Place. E-commerce sales at Walmart grew by 30% last year, while Amazon only saw a 20% increase. Still, Amazon continues to dominate the e-commerce market with annual sales 6 times that of Walmart's. Walmart suppliers are facing an unexpected hurdle. There aren't enough recycled materials available to meet the demands for sustainably manufactured goods, according to Retailing Today. As a result, Walmart and other CPG companies are teaming up to create the Closed Loop Fund, which will make recycling more accessible within local communities. And some good news for us here in Bentonville. Walmart will soon offer a grocery pickup in town. Customers will be able to place orders online and then pick up their groceries at one of 6 drive-through locations. Aside from typing orders online, the process will be pretty hands-off for the consumers. Walmart associates will load the groceries directly into the customers' vehicles. Check out Walmart and supplier news as it's reported at walmartnewsnow.com. And we're joined now by our panel, Colby Beland and Andy Schuch. Welcome, guys. Big news, I guess we were talking about in the headlines, Walmart's doing an open call for Made in America products. And this isn't something new. They announced last year they were going to be doing it. But why would they be bringing this to Bentonville? Colby? And what advantages are there?
I think ultimately they're trying to get manufacturing done in the United States, trying to find sources to onshore it from China into the United States.
You know, you kind of wonder, I mean, how many of these suppliers have maybe been trying to get an appointment with a Walmart buyer or trying to get into Walmart. They're already buying the product over in China. They get this incredible price, and Walmart's never looked at them or never gave them an opportunity. Well, now it looks like they're going to have an opportunity to come in and pitch and be able to, you know, show kind of what they can do. And I think what they've got to do first is they've got to go online and kind of submit.
By June 6th, you've got to go in and submit everything.
And then they'll get and then hopefully they'll get an appointment with the buyer at that at the expo or where it is that they're going to be doing that.
You know, the thing when I first heard about this a year ago, roughly, my initial take on it was this is a PR scheme. They did it 15, 20 years ago, made in America, and I hope consumers will now really step up and do that, because this is more than just a PR scheme. Obviously, Walmart has invested a lot of money into doing this. Their commercials have been out there. There are companies like Redmond & Associates that now has moved their operations back from China, and they're here in Rogers doing Right on Toys. So I think there's certainly some merit to this. But how difficult is it going to be for those suppliers who want to bring their business back from China like Redmond did?
Yeah.
Can they really compete with the prices that they may have to pay for labor here?
Is it going to be the suppliers, or is it going to be the companies that are already established here? They're going to find their way into the store. That's going to be the interesting to see if there's a shift.
Well, and then, you know, just the learning curve. I mean, doing business with Walmart is a lot different than other suppliers, right? Or other companies you do business with. I mean, they're going to have to learn retail link. They're going to have to learn just kind of Walmart's system and how they do things. And I mean, they're going to need help from companies like 8th and Walton, people like myself that help suppliers kind of bridge that gap between understanding how to do business, because Walmart's not just going to send out POs. They're going to expect that supplier to look at their replenishment numbers, making sure that they're in stock and that they're shipping on time, that their fill rates are all there, making sure they're shipping like K-Stack or that they're doing it the right way.
I see this as a big opportunity for manufacturers who are currently producing here, and maybe they're doing private label, maybe they're not even in the retail sector, but are producing items that could be, or they are doing licensing agreements. So this could be a good opportunity
Well, you
for
kind
them.
of wonder too, will they look at maybe doing some regional programs? So you've got a supplier that could maybe do 25 or 30% of an item. But maybe not do 100% of it, but opens up the door an opportunity to, start that whole thing.
As Derek said, there are a lot of manufacturers in the United States that nobody knows anything about.
Exactly.
And I think with their ability, because they already have the facilities and the resources here in the United States to manufacture the product, at this point it's figuring out the rest of it, the supply chain and the order requirements and the fulfillment requirements to meet Walmart's needs, to getting that everyday low price that the consumer is always accustomed to getting at Walmart.
Well, we've talked about this before. The Wild Oats brand that Walmart is now moving into, they're getting into more organics. Certainly an opportunity for companies there, because Wild Oats doesn't produce anything. It's a branded item.
Right.
So there are certainly some manufacturing out there that could come in and capitalize on that.
100% of it is made in the USA.
Absolutely. All right, next thing I wanted to move on and talk about is Target fired their CEO this week after 35 years on the job. What does that say about retail? I mean, obviously the breaches can't be catastrophic, which is what Target has found out. But where do they go next, and how does that impact the rest of the retail sector? Andy, I'll go with you first.
I mean, I don't think anybody is surprised. They fired the CIO, and just hired, a couple months ago, and just hired someone last week. So, they're definitely in that process of rebuilding trust, I think, more than anything else. Would you agree? I mean, that's...
Yeah, I mean, it had to be done. He's a scapegoat at the end of the day.
Right.
It had to be done to meet the call of the shareholders, I'm sure. But at the end of the day, it doesn't change anything. The 70 million users' data that was stolen, they don't care. I mean, their data's gone.
Yeah.
And
But what does this do to other
back.
retailers? What's the impact to Walmart? I mean, obviously there's a lesson to be learned, and I'm sure that ISD has already been focused on making sure it doesn't happen.
Exactly.
But what are some of the key takeaways that you see that other retailers are going to be picking up on this?
I think it just more than anything, it just highlighted the importance of data security and how vulnerable, in the world of cloud and the world of technology, how vulnerable we are as everyday users, not just users, but corporations. I mean, corporations are very at risk. And
Okay, we got about 3 minutes left. I wanted to certainly talk about the .com fulfillment center that is being built here in Bentonville. They've been doing this for a while out in Denver. Walmart seems to be really getting aggressive about this, and I'd heard a while back that Bill Simon was very concerned about making sure that happens and doing some tethering. What do you see this doing to the brick and mortar stores that are here, and how does Walmart take this and move further? Andy?
Well, I think it's a great idea. Having a place where you can order products online and then go pick up that product, and it's mostly grocery is really what they're focusing on, right? So to be able to pick up your grocery items, the milk, kind of your main staple items, whatnot. But what I'm really curious about is the website going to give you? What kind of a shopping experience are you going to have in the website, right? I mean, like if you put in pickles, what kind of pickles are going to pop up there, and which ones are the first ones that are going to pop up there? It's going to be based on sales. What's my grocery shopping experience on .com going to be like as compared to like just regular Walmart.com when I'm just kind of within the site and shopping for different things in there and whatnot. So I mean, hopefully they'll improve that, because I think that's going to be important for the consumers.
and at the end of the day, they're trying to find a platform that allows them to offer a solution to compete with Amazon, but maybe even offer more convenience to the millennial that's going to more than likely use the service. So, the ability to order it and then go pick it up instead of having to wait for UPS or FedEx to deliver it to your door.
Yeah.
I mean, the speed of it to market, the fact that they have the bricks and mortar, I think they're poised to compete.
Well, and I think, just the fact that they can go after grocery, Amazon can't.
Right. And so there's certainly a leg up. I mean, Amazon struggles with the fresh. They're very limited in terms of where they're doing
and
it.
Walmart
So
could do this. I mean, with this whole tethering to another store, so they've got the inventory in the store. They don't have to worry about having, everything there. They've already got it in the store.
And by the way, I don't know for sure that they're going to tether this, but I've heard.
We're assuming. I would assume. I mean, I don't know how else they could do it because, is that little brick and mortar place going to have inventory? I mean, I
So where does the revenue go? Does it go to same-store sales growth, or does it go to online?
Well, how do suppliers figure that out, right? Where's my
What
growth
does the
coming
product
from?
assortment look like?
Yeah.
And where does it get distributed? Because so much of the grocery channel, a large part of it, comes through DSD. So you're going to have Coke, Pepsi, Frito-Lay delivering to that fulfillment center, or
do they deliver to the brick and mortar, and then that store brings it over?
So I think we're gonna try to get in touch with some people from Walmart and see what they can do.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, we are out of time for that. Thank you very much. Stick around because when we come back, we're going to finish our conversation with Jeff Amerine. The Saturday Morning Meeting continues.
Every day, shoppers are bombarded with traditional brand messages outside the store in hopes that these marketing dollars will drive in-store sales. Closure Media drives retail sales by connecting brands with 95 million Walmart shoppers per year while they are in the store. Through innovative programs at Walmart's photo and money centers, Closure Media converts Walmart shoppers to purchasers of your brand. With reported redemption rates up to 7 times the national FSI average, Closure Media drives sales. For more info, visit us at closuremedia.com.
Discover our revolutionary lotion-infused body wash, New Dial Vitamin Boost, and wrap your skin in nourishing softness. For healthy, soft skin, people will notice. Dial. Healthier skin, healthier you.
8th and Walton, the premier destination for Walmart supplier education. When and where you want to learn. Current, accurate, relevant, taught by suppliers, for suppliers. 8th and Walton.
K-Stack, the leader in collaborative retail consolidation programs. We offer the supply chain expertise needed to navigate the challenges of selling products with the world's largest retailers. And we provide customers with a customizable, scalable, environmentally sustainable supply chain with the same advanced technology typically used by larger rivals. By leveling the playing field, K-Stack lowers distribution costs and increases overall margins. K-Stack, retail logistics is what we do.
Did you know Beaver Lake is where our drinking water comes from? It just makes sense to keep trash and other waste out of the water. And to use the public restrooms that are provided. And to bag pet waste and put it in the trash. After all, if we don't take responsibility for our water quality, who will? Let's all do our part to give Beaver Lake a break.
I would recommend 8th and Walton to other suppliers because from my experience talking to other suppliers, they were even learning new ideas or just new and better business practices.
Most people have little time for training, and so 8th and Walton is a perfect opportunity to send your new employees to understand the retailing system. And again, because trainers were suppliers, they know the how and the why, so they become very valuable very quickly.
And welcome back to Saturday Morning Meeting. We're joined now by Jeff Amerine. He is the Director of Technology Ventures at the U of A. Now, last time you were here, we had a chance to talk about Innovate Arkansas, and we wanted to continue that conversation and get into the ARK Challenge.
Sure.
And what is the ARK Challenge?
Sure. So you'll recall the last time I said that the two prime objectives of what we're trying to do are talent development, retention and attraction, and capital formation at all stages. One of the ways you can do that for the startup is through running an accelerator program. And what an accelerator program in general is something that takes 1 to 2 years of startup development activity and crams it into 14 weeks. It's a really intensive boot camp. It's a very compressed MBA-like
So is this a lot
program.
like Y Combinator?
It's exactly similar. Y Combinator Techstars are the ones that you'll hear of most frequently. Y Combinator being based in Silicon Valley and the original Techstars being based in Boulder. About 2.5 years ago, we came upon the idea that we needed to do a retail supply chain and food processing focused accelerator here in the state. And we were successful in getting the ARK Challenge funded by the Department of Commerce for the first 2 years. So we're off to a good start.
And how can those flagship companies that are here, the Walmart, Tyson, J.B. Hunt, how can they contribute to this? And what do they get out of it?
So good question. Good question. The first 2 years that we went through this, we started with trying to understand the key problems within those industry segments that startup companies should be focused on. We were very intentional about that. But candidly, in the first 2 years, we were just trying to raise awareness amongst the large companies that something of benefit could come from this. At this point, we're now trying to be much more intentional about this being a demand-driven exercise. So in other words, we're going to try to start with a very clear understanding of the large company's problems, and we're going to try to have mentors and coaches from those large companies be active participants on a regular basis in mentoring the companies through this process, with the end goal being they've solved problems that are meaningful to those companies that are going to aid their competitive advantage.
Do you have trouble getting mentors?
You know, it's a mixed bag. A lot of people will be very aggressive, very interested in playing a part. Some other people are so time constrained, it's difficult. The ideal mix is to have some people that have maybe recently retired, have a lot of relevant experience, and also have people that are actively engaged. If you can get that kind of mix, it tends to be pretty solid.
So what are some things that you tell mentors to try to, or prospective mentors to try to get them in?
Yeah, one of the things that we try to say is make this something that is meaningful in your everyday job from the standpoint of think of the pain points that you have in the execution of whatever your mission is for your business. Bring that to the table in addition to your experience. So this is not one of these things where we're asking for philanthropy of time. It's really less altruistic. It's really more of saying bring the problem sets that you have. Let's use these small agile companies to solve them. And we're changing the ARK challenge configuration in this next cycle, and I can tell you a little bit more about that as well.
Let's keep going.
So initially we started out where it was sort of concept stage companies that we recruited from around the world. The first cycle had 15, the next cycle had 9. This next time around we're just going to have 5 companies, and they're not going to be concept stage. They're already going to be the point where they have a little bit of sale, they have some customer traction, they have at least a minimally viable product that they're already selling. We're going for more mature companies, and rather than it being sort of a 101 level education on how to create a viable venture, it's going to be more about helping them scale and build lasting relationships with the large companies in the area. Even more meaningful, I think.
And you have several events that happen throughout the year where somebody is on the fence about being a mentor. Maybe I don't know how much time it's going to take.
Yeah.
So let's talk about a couple of those. The G60, which is actually coming up.
Sure.
Let's go into that.
Sure. So G60 is a good example. What that is everyone's familiar with American Idol and Shark Tank. This is kind of a merger of the two. This takes sort of a game show-like atmosphere that brings together investors, it brings together entrepreneurs, freelancers, techies, service providers in a very fun and engaging environment. Each contestant gets 60 seconds to pitch their idea. They have to be very effective communicators. At the end of that, we give 2 awards. A People's Choice Award, so if you've brought a large crowd of people to cheer you on, you got a good chance of winning. And also judges that have subject matter expertise. It's $1,000 for each. That's not bad for 60 seconds worth of work. And so that has been a program that started about 2.5 years ago that we're running all throughout the Southeast U.S.
Yeah, I was going to say, these aren't just Northwest Arkansas.
No, it's all over the place. We've run them across the state of Arkansas. We've run on in Louisiana. It's actually been rebranded and used in Canada as Pitch 101. So it's a methodology that both brings together the community and teaches the budding founders, people that want to sell anything, how to effectively communicate in the most minimal amount of time.
Get to the point quickly.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to have to take a break. And when we come back, we'll continue our conversation with Jeff Ameriine. He is the Director of Technology Ventures for the University of Arkansas. We're talking about the ARK Challenge. We'll have more when Saturday Morning Meeting continues.
Imagine what it would be like if you knew the weather up to a year in advance. What would you do differently for your business or your life? At Weather Trends, we don't imagine it, we do it. We're a team of meteorologists, mathematicians, and business weather advisors, and we've spent the last 20 years developing a new way to forecast months in advance. We've been studying weather's effect on product sales based on every 1 degree change in temperature. We can now take your sales data and show you exactly how the weather impacts your business down to a single degree. We're leading the way into a new era in forecasting and a new power in business decisions, and we invite you to join us. Welcome to to weather trends.
You know, the biggest challenge of working with Walmart is they really expect everyone on the team to know their language, know their terminology, and know exactly how they do business. So that's where 8th and Walton really comes into play. You know, it's the fastest way to get my team members up to speed.
Their business model is suppliers teaching suppliers. So when you come to 8th and Walton, you can count on having very experienced trainers who understand how suppliers work within Walmart, and they take advantage of that and incorporate that into their curriculum.
Bentonville Plaza, across the street from the Walmart home office, the best office location for businesses working with the world's largest retailer. Bentonville Plaza offers proximity and services like no other business complex in the area, including custom designed suites and an on-site fitness center and restaurant. Pre-leasing opportunities are currently available for new construction. Call 479-200-1112 today.
Are you a single parent struggling to meet your family's needs? Single Parent Scholarship Fund is here to help. Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas helps hundreds of single parents get an education. By providing scholarships and support, a brighter future is right around the corner for you and your family.
We should know, in 2007, I graduated with my bachelor's degree in organizational management. Single Parent Scholarship Fund helped make my dream a reality. My kids are so proud of me, and now they declare themselves as college-bound.
Welcome back to Saturday Morning Meeting. We are continuing our conversation with Jeff Ameriine. He's the Director of Technology Ventures for U of A. And we're talking about the ARK Challenge and some events that you have coming up, that somebody who's on the fence about being a mentor or somebody who wants to pitch their company and their idea can be involved with. But let's talk about Creative United.
Absolutely. It's actually an event that brings together freelancers, creatives, business owners, and they can talk about essentially whatever they want. It's almost like an open mic night. The whole point, again, is to get people out in a fun environment where they can meet some people they didn't know and they can advance their ideas. And it's a little more of an open, creative exercise to get people comfortable standing up in front of others and talking about what they're doing.
Now, you also host the Natural State Angel Association, which is, I had a chance to attend for the first time a couple weeks ago. A lot of great information out of there, good networking opportunity. Tell me a little bit about what Natural State Investors is.
Sure. So the Natural State Angel Association was born out of an objective that we had in a strategic plan for the region by the Northwest Arkansas Council. It was evident, given the number of high net worth people that we have in the region, that we weren't getting the level of involvement in angel investing that we needed. So we modeled after Mid-America Angels in Kansas City a forum that is truly a community forum. There's no carried interest in any of these things. It's just a friendly forum where potential investors get a free dinner. We'll bring out 5 super highly qualified early stage companies that are doing capital raises. During that time frame, all we ask of the people that attend, the investors, is ask hard questions and give candid feedback. If they find something that's interesting and they're an accredited investor per the Securities and Exchange Commission rules, then they can follow up directly with those companies they see invest. We've gone from basically 0 to over 200 members in the region in the last 2.5 years. So we're really excited about the prospects.
And a lot of these companies, these are not the startup companies. These are companies who already have sales or may already have a contract with somebody. One of them that stood out to me the last time I attended are the highway counter people that are putting, or at least they've proposed to the state to put stuff. I'll let you talk about that, but I thought they were very interesting. There were all the companies there were interesting, but
that was Visual Logistics, which to show how these pieces kind of tie together. They were an ARK Challenge company. They had a number of people from the university involved, and yeah, it was interesting. That was a company that was created from a problem that has made now a lot of progress. We get companies at all stages there, and we're also getting companies from outside the state because they've heard there's a lot of smart people that know how to pick good deals here in Arkansas. So this last go round we had a company from St. Louis, one from Kansas City. We get a lot of interest from throughout the region now.
And if somebody wants more information on how they can get involved with any of these, how do they do that?
They can definitely contact me. Just send me an email. My email address, that's jamarine@uark.edu, and I'd be happy to give them all the details they need, for sure.
And then if they want to see the calendar of when these events are coming up?
The calendar, the best place to look is at Startup Digest. If you do a Google search on Startup Digest, you'll see the calendar for all the entrepreneurial events that are going on in the region and the state. It's a great resource.
And then I want to come back and talk about why, as a supplier, why do I need to care about this? And if I'm Walmart or I'm Tyson,
Yeah.
why do I need to really care about this?
Yeah, I think a couple of reasons. One is, as many people as they have, as many high quality people as they have, they can't possibly solve every important problem using their own resources. What a startup brings is the agility to have that next generation of creative solution in ways that maybe you didn't think of when you're dealing with the execution of your primary business. But those startups are only going to be as good as the inputs and advice that they get from their potential customers. So we need mentors. We need people to engage with the ARK Challenge that have that subject matter expertise, that are willing to spend a little bit of time to influence the direction that these startup companies take. And they'll get a lot of value back out of it.
And if I have an idea for a company, or maybe I've already been marketing something and I'm doing okay, and
Sure.
it's me and I'm doing it out of my garage, and I want to go to the next step, what are the steps I should take?
Well, the very first thing that I would say is there's some good tools, and we can provide that kind of guidance, but get really familiar with the Lean Startup methodology, particularly a book called Running Lean that was written by Ash Moria. That is a fantastic book that is the application of scientific method to quickly validating a business model before you spend a lot of money and run out of time. So it's the antithesis of the Field of Dreams approach to startups. It forces you to engage with your customer and to figure out what they really want. In addition to that, Innovate Arkansas is a fantastic resource. Apply to Innovate Arkansas at innovatearkansas.org. Become a client if you have something knowledge or technology based, and we have lots of free resources that we can help you.
All
for
right.
sure.
Jeff Ameriine, the Director of Technology Ventures at U of A. Thank you very much for coming in. And again, if you want more information, reach out to Jeff. We'll put his contact information on our website so you can access that. Stay tuned. We'll be right back and wrap up the Saturday morning meeting.
GigWalk is an on-demand mobile workforce that can collect data and do work at retail. Businesses use GigWalk for retail audits, merchandising, and much more. With 350,000 smartphone-enabled workers available on demand, you get unprecedented speed and coverage across the US, Canada, and the UK. And all work is reviewed for quality and accuracy. Visit gigwalk.com to learn more.
Experience the unique cooling sensation of frozen yogurt. New Dial Frozen Yogurt Body Wash. Wrap your skin in cooling moisture. For skin so refreshingly soft, people will notice. Dial. Healthier skin, healthier you.
8th and Walton, the premier destination for Walmart supplier education. When and where you want to learn. Current, accurate, relevant, taught by suppliers, for suppliers. 8th and Walton.
Beaver Lake serves as the drinking water source for 1 in 7 Arkansans. Did you know that your actions can impact the quality of water in Beaver Lake? The Beaver Watershed Alliance is working to proactively protect, enhance, and sustain the water quality of Beaver Lake. With the help of partners, volunteers, and people like you, the Alliance is making a difference in Northwest Arkansas. Please learn more about your role in preserving the water quality of the Beaver Watershed and about how you can get actively involved. Visit beaverwatershedalliance.org. Beaver Watershed, our environment, our health, our home.
Are you a single parent struggling to meet your family's needs? Single Parent Scholarship Fund is here to help. Single Parent Scholarship Fund of Northwest Arkansas helps hundreds of single parents get an education. By providing scholarships and support, a brighter future is right around the corner for you and your family.
We should know, in 2007, I graduated with my bachelor's degree in organizational management. Single Parent Scholarship Fund helped make my dream a reality. My kids are so proud of me, and now they declare themselves as college-bound.
I would recommend 8th and Walton to other suppliers because from my experience talking to other suppliers, they were even learning new ideas or just new and better business practices.
Most people have little time for training, and so 8th and Walton is a perfect opportunity to send your new employees to understand the retailing system. And again, because trainers were suppliers, they know the how and the why, so they become very valuable very quickly.
Our thanks to Jeff Ameriine and today's panelists. And as always, we appreciate you taking the time to join us. If you have questions or comments, we'd love to hear from you. And be sure to join us next week when our featured guests will be Julie James from Hillshire Brands and Andy Gallenbeck and Paul Macarono from GHP. And the topic, how to get the most from your seasonal products. I'm Derek RIdenoure, and from all of us at Saturday Morning Meeting. Thanks for watching. We hope you'll join us next Saturday.